Hey there. Have you been wondering how you can help others in Zurich, Switzerland to find a job or paid work? Well, if you're, for example, a line manager or if you are in any kind of capacity in a company, you can probably be really helpful to job seekers by just thinking about a few things that you can do. We've all heard the news. Even though unemployment is really low in Switzerland in comparison to other countries with a 3% unemployment rate, it feels higher this year than normal. This is the highest unemployment rate since December 2021. And we've also heard that there will be more job cuts in the banking and finance sector. So there will be more unemployed people. And the rate of job seekers, which is not exactly the same as unemployed, is 4.6%. And there's also a shadow rate of people like expat spouses, for example. They would probably not appear in those statistics. So if you just came to Switzerland as a new person and you never registered anywhere, you probably don't appear in any statistics. We also see a spike in bankruptcies of smaller companies, which is a shame. Hence, I just thought maybe we could use this one tip today to help more people find a job. So what is really important is, first of all, that you share all the jobs in your company on LinkedIn. I always come across job posts through the grapevine or because somebody's telling me about them, and they never seem to be appearing on LinkedIn. And a good tip I would also have for you, if you're a recruiter or HR professional, why don't you change the language to English? That makes it a lot easier for people to apply, because a lot of international people won't apply to your job if it is in German. Now, if you're trying to do that on purpose so that you don't have as many candidates, or because, you think nobody else will do the job properly other than, a German speaker, then there's obviously no point in changing the language. But if you think, oh, actually, maybe B2 level of German will be sufficient, say it. Make it clear to the candidates what kind of language requirement you have. Fluent in German doesn't really say a lot, yeah. But if you say B2 or C1, candidates will understand that better. They will get the framework. I also think you could do the same for the English language skills. Yeah? So explain what is necessary in terms of English language. Is B2 sufficient? C1 required? Because we also have a lot of EU citizens that are not English native speakers, and for them, both German and English are foreign languages. So maybe you could just start with that, because now we have so much technology to help us get the grammar right, get the writing better, like Grammarly or AI or ChatGPT. So honestly, we do not really need native speakers for every single job. Just be honest there. Then also, when you write a job profile, make sure it's not written for a superhuman that doesn't exist in the real world. Strip it of all the fluff and all the wishing and the wishful thinking, that you might have packed into the job profile, just so that you get like the unicorn that you're looking for. And also make sure that you're not using too many abbreviations, but that it's clear what you're talking about. Think about when you have when you start your shortlist, that it's also a diverse shortlist, so that you have people with different cultural backgrounds. You have at least 50% women in the shortlist, yes, and also people with different preferences and styles. That will make your candidate pool a lot more interesting, but also it will be good for innovation, because you will have different thinking styles, different patterns, different ways people are working. And there are business cases for that. Then another thing that I often see is when we get a resume from another country, we might not fully understand it. give people the benefit of the doubt. For example, if a refugee doesn't have any papers because they had to flee Syria during the war or Afghanistan, maybe you could just try to find out how good they are by inviting them to an internship or a returnship program instead of not filling a position. So just that you find the ideal person. And you also have to remember that somebody who fled his home country or her home country, they have endured a lot. They have a strong resilience. Yeah, so they will also maybe be really good at what they do if you let them, if you give them a chance. When you write a job profile, also make sure that you use gender neutral language and that you're not implying that, this is a job for a white man. And make sure that, you also have a few people read the job profile for some like specific words that maybe you shouldn't use if you want to attract a broader, more diverse audience. Also, if you have a job seeker and you see some errors, which happens a lot, unfortunately, errors in their LinkedIn profiles or in their resume, let them know. Tell them, look, I see some typos in your resume that doesn't come across well in Switzerland, or your photo doesn't look professional. We don't like that. Give them a few tips, please, so that they can improve. And especially things that they can easily change and correct. They are like typos or the format, if the format isn't perfect. Then also, could you be a bit more open to networking by letting people know in your About section on LinkedIn how you would like to be contacted? For example, contact me by direct message, contact me by WhatsApp. Give out your, at least give them the chance to contact you on direct message if you don't want to give out your phone number. And another important thing is remember that we could all be unemployed at some stage. Yeah, so maybe you're in a good position today, but you could also lose your job at some stage. And then you might be happy if you help the number of people because they will probably help you back. Another thing is to take more time to understand foreigners' qualifications, what they stand for, what they mean. And if you're unfamiliar, that you ask them about it. And I'm losing my voice. Returnships I already talked about. And then when you have career events, make them also for people 35 plus and older. Invite seniors, 50 plus. Yeah, just don't think career events only have to be for interns, yeah, and graduates, because it is very hard to find a job in this market if you're 50 plus. And you could really promote age diversity by inviting older candidates. And finally, you could also train your perception and your unconscious bias. There are also a number of intercultural assessments and methods that could be utilized to make your selection process a bit more diverse. But I would say, if you look at all the other things first, that's already a lot. And then if you still need advice or, if you want to bounce off some ideas with me about assessments and making sure that they're adhering to a wider and more diverse audience, feel free to reach out and have a chat with me. Thanks for being a supportive recruiter and HR professional. It's highly appreciated. Bye-bye.